Hey lovelies, welcome back to another video. In this tutorial I'm going to explain how you can place roofs on half walls. I'm going to show you what I've built here. As you can see here, we have these rooms at the bottom and then this room, and this is a half wall, and I have placed 3 roofs on top of this half wall and it looks like this. And over here there's also a roof on a half wall. This method is completely base game compatible. I just used a couple of objects to decorate this house, but the method itself is base game. It just uses half walls and roofs. So why would you want to do this? Because depending on the layout of the house, sometimes you only have a slight height difference between 2 roofs, just like you can see here. And also, let's say you want to build a dormer. If I'm using a regular room over here and now I want to have a roof on top, it looks super weird, of course. As you can see, this is not working out at all. I'm already using the shortest wall height. I would have to increase the height of this roof and it looks super weird. So a very easy fix for this is to simply use a half wall. You can pick any height you want, so you can find the correct one, maybe a bit higher in this case, and then you can place a roof on top. And without further ado, we're going to jump right in now and I'm going to explain you how you can do this yourself. Okay, so first I'm going to explain you the basic methods. If you have been following my other tutorials, you will know about this method already. So if you build a room and you change the height using this arrow, you change the foundation height, but this is not what we want. What we want is replace a room and then another room on top, and then when you delete the room at the bottom, you can use the arrow like this, so it's kind of floating, and you can change the height, and this is what we want to do here. So over here I have built 2 little boxes or houses, and I'm going to demonstrate how you can do this. So over here we have the regular room at the bottom and then the half wall on top. You have to count this as 2 stories, and here we have 1, 2, 3. And this is important because now we are building the rooms as I've just shown you. Here we are building 2 rooms because the half wall sits on 1 story, so it's 2 stories in total. And over here, because we have counted 3, we are going to build 3 rooms on top of each other. So this is important, and I'm going to explain you why by showing you, after we've built this, what happens if you don't do it this way. So I'm placing my roof on top here, and I'm also going to place a roof on this room, and now I can get rid of the room at the bottom, and this way, as I've demonstrated you, it's floating and we can change the height. And now you want to take a look from the side. What is really helpful here is using the Sims 3 camera. You can find it up here in the top right hand corner, because this way you can kind of pan around like this, and then you simply move the arrow until the roof lines up with the top of the half wall. This can be a bit tricky at first, so you might not get it right at first try. Maybe I'm not getting it right now. So now you can either delete the room at the bottom, or you simply use the arrows and you drag it over here, and now you will see if it fits. There's a gap, so I can simply undo what I did and I can move the room down a bit, and now it should hopefully work. Yes, this looks right. And now we have the roof on top of the half wall. I'm going to do the same over here, and in this case you delete all the rooms that are underneath, so you are only left again with 1 room and the roof on top. Now I'm moving the arrow down. Maybe it's going to work better this time. You just have to kind of eyeball it until it works. And now I'm using the arrows to move it over here. You have to make sure though this wouldn't work, because it gives you the arrow that the roof has to be built on an even base. So always make sure to move it like this, so you kind of detach the roof from the room. You could also simply delete this room, as I've said, depending on the building situation. Whatever you're building, this might be handy. Now we have a little gap again, no problem. I undo this, I move it down a bit, and now this should look good. Perfect. So now I'm going to explain you why it's important that you kind of count the different floors for this. So now I'm building another tower like this, and I'm placing a half wall on top. So we have this. So now it's 1, 2, and 3. So let's say I don't pay attention to this and I just build a room and another room, and now I build my roof on top. I delete the room and I do it the same way as I've just demonstrated you. I'm trying to find the correct spot, like this for example, and now I'm moving the roof over there. And this is what happens. So you always have to count the different floors, otherwise either the half wall disappears and becomes invisible, or sometimes this section of the roof here completely disappears and the half wall remains. So this is why you always have to stack enough rooms on top of each other. Simply count from the bottom, including the half wall. So 1, 2, 3. So stack 3 rooms on top of each other and then the roof on top. Here it's 1 and 2, stack 2 rooms on top of each other and then the roof on top. So what you also have to keep in mind, as I've noticed when you make some changes, so let's say I now want to get rid of this wall, it's going to delete the roof. So I would advise to first build the whole house, the floor plan and all that, build your half walls where you want your roof to be, and then in the end, when you have finished the whole floor plan, the whole layout, simply add all your roofs in the end. You can change other stuff about the build, but as soon as you add or remove certain walls, it could delete the roof. So always make sure that this is the last step in your build, so it's otherwise you might have to redo all of them and this will be annoying. So this is it guys, this is how you can place roofs on half walls. Of course you could use any type of roof, it doesn't matter which one. You can do this diagonally, so you can just use any roof and any half wall. As always, if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below so I can get back to you and help. Thank you so much for watching, have a perfect day, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.